Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, is one of the most popular and diverse artists in the entertainment business right now. His resume is impressive not just because of the heights that he's reached within certain artistic areas, but also because he's been able to achieve high levels of skill and success in unrelated fields. He was a member of the popular group Derrick Comedy. He was a stand-up comedian who filmed a comedy special. He was a writer for the critically acclaimed show 30 Rock, and he went on to star in another critically acclaimed show, Community. He now has his own show called Atlanta and is set to star in an upcoming Star Wars movie. Outside of comedy and acting, Donald has managed to make a significant impact as a musical artist. He's released multiple mixtapes, EPs, and full-length albums since 2008, and over this time he has seen the popularity of his acting and music grow immensely, and I think that this is happening for similar reasons in both cases. Beyond the observation that Donald is simply good at what he does, there are reasons why he is so good at these things. There are many potential factors, of course, but I'm going to focus on only one of them: passion. A common theme that I've seen throughout Donald's career is that he always moves towards what inspires him to be better. While many in his position fear new challenges, he embraces them. He makes career and artistic decisions that are not necessarily the best for his popularity or bank account by extension, but he's always doing what excites him, with seemingly little regard for what he may have to lose by taking these risks. If we look at his TV career, we can see that Donald has gone from 30 Rock to Community to Atlanta. His movement between these shows was always a result of his own decision making. He highlights this in the song We Ain't Them off of the Royalty mixtape. He says, "That reminds me, I sent a long text message to my mom and pop. I got the same speech when I left 30 Rock. My mom like, why you wanna leave a good job?" Leaving 30 Rock was something that Donald didn't have to do, but he chose to take on another challenge. That challenge was Community. After spending a few years on that show, Donald once again made the decision to forego security in order to pursue something riskier and more creatively rewarding. That would be admirable in everyday life, but it's exponentially more impressive in the world of television, where there's much more talent than there are opportunities for that talent. Everyone's hoping for stability, so to throw that away in order to follow his passion took a lot of courage. The same can be said about the decisions that Donald has made in his music career. He is predominantly a rapper, even has mixtapes called I Am Just a Rapper, Parts 1 and 2. I think that singing began to creep more and more into his music later on, most notably when he released Cul-de-sac in 2010 and Camp in 2011. These projects, as well as the EP he dropped in between them, were his first breakthroughs as a mainstream artist. So what did Gambino do? He moved away from the formula that got him to that position and released Royalty, a mixtape where he barely sings at all. He would return to the singer-rapper style in his subsequent releases Stone Mountain, Kauai, and Because the Internet. But once again, Glover refused to be okay with comfort. His latest offering, Awaken, My Love, is a complete departure from what he's done so far in his career. At the height of his popularity, he decided to cast aside the R&B infused rap music that got him to this point and release an old school funk album. Glover's decision making regarding his careers in TV and music clearly illustrate that Donald has no issue with walking away from what's working. The question I asked myself after realizing this is, why does he do it, and why does it keep working for him? Like I mentioned earlier, I believe that one of the main reasons why Donald does this and why he remains successful is because of passion. He's always doing what he's passionate about. Comfort and current success take the back seat to progression as an artist. In a practical sense, consistently moving in the direction of his passion gives him the energy to remain prolific and continually improve his crafts. It's like the difference between working on a boring task in the office or binge watching your favorite show. You're much more likely to feel tired and burned out while doing the mundane, as opposed to the comparatively vast stores of energy that are available when you're doing something that genuinely interests you. Donald Glover seems to be more sensitive to this than the average artist. He knows that when his interest level starts to wane, it's time to move on to the next project. Maintaining a close relationship with that passion is what allows him to reach such high levels of achievement throughout everything that he does. He's not unique in that respect. A high percentage of the people that reach the pinnacle of their fields get there because they chose to go in the direction of their passion. In Robert Greene's book, Mastery, he studies the mindsets that allow different people to master what they do, including Mozart, Einstein, and Darwin. After studying these people, Greene concluded that in order to master a field, you must love the subject and feel a profound connection to it. Your interest must transcend the field itself and border on the religious. Whether or not Donald Glover consciously thinks this way, he acts in a manner that is in harmony with this idea. It sounds simple enough, but imagine the fear associated with leaving something that's already successful, a position that millions are vying for, in order to trek into the unknown, just to keep pace with something as intangible as passion. How many people would be willing to leave a writing job for one of the best shows on TV, and then subsequently leave an acting job on one of the best shows on TV? How many people would completely change their sound after seeing the most success that they've ever had as a musician? How many people would have the awareness and courage to do so? This puts Donald Glover on a short list that teaches all of us a valuable lesson about art, passion, and life. Do what you love.